with regards to the budget and pensioners, let me just start by saying I'm appalled and disgusted by the absolute tokenism granting of 2 cash donations to all pensioners of $250, one later this year and one early next year, total of $500 to buy our silence. There's nothing but a political exercise to keep, obviously, this community, this cohort quiet. Now, just to give you some background, there's been no movement, and I speak specifically about the age pension and the part age pension because I guess my experience is really with those two areas, but it does sort of say a lot about the rest of the pension sort of society. There's been no movement in the pension for the last couple of years, and the last movement happened in December 2016, and January 2017, when under the Turnbull government, when the government reduced the assets test, which took a lot of people either off the part age pension or put full pensioners onto part pensions, and basically, took people out of the system. And the cut was quite severe. Now, the government did that on the back, and they sold this pup to COTA, the Council of the Aged, which is pretty, I think, unrepresentative of pensioners. They did it with COTA's consent and with the consent of the Greens, which is to their everlasting chagrin. What they did was they screwed the assets test down to just simply move people off. And so that's the last time anything moved for pensioners. So, this time around we got, I think, $1,000 earlier this year with the pandemic, and now we're going to get another $500 over the next few months. Now, according to some analysts of the benefits of the age pension, it's evolved as from certain conservative economists as being a safety net to become a supplementary benefit for superannuation incomes, which they see for the majority. Now, the age pension actually should be a right and not a privilege. The only privilege is it's enshrined in legislation. However, there's no guarantee about the quantum in the legislation. And there's a history of political interference, and it's been tinkered with by successive governments over, almost 10 decades. Now, for your information, approximately 70% of the aged population actually receives the age pension. And of that 70% who do receive it, 60% of those people are actually on the full age pension, and 40% are on the part age pension, which means they have perhaps more assets than the others. That's the difference. A paper that was delivered at the Conservative Financial Services Forum in 2018 by a bloke called Michael Rice stated that the cost of continuing the age pension in its current form is projected to reduce as a percentage of GDP from approximately 2.7% to 2.5% in 2038. Now, this reflects the tightening of the means test, later retirement age, and until recently, further growth of superannuation balances. Now,
so just at 1 minute, thanks, Jane.
Okay, the ACTU made available their submission to the Retired Income Review back in February this year, entitled Living Well After Work, before the pandemic hit the fan. And it does canvass many of the issues confronting workers and retirement income. For me, one of the major problems is for unwell workers and those working in physically demanding work who have to continue to work until almost 70 is a very cruel and pernicious action in a system meant to help workers at the end of their working lives. So,
Thanks, Jane.
And just finally, Don, I'd like to have a recommendation for the Life campaign, and that is that clearly for the most conspicuous problem is really about the job seeker stuff. However, in my view, we should continue to lobby on the age pension as well. We could certainly start by fleshing out what we want from the three pillars of the retirement income by looking at what we can do about the means test for the age pension, about the attacks on superannuation guarantee, and strengthening the voluntary contribution to superannuation. So I'll just leave it there.